Most people think retirement is an age, like 65. They are wrong. Retirement is not an age. It is a strict math problem. The answer to that problem is a specific number that is likely much smaller than you think. Right now, you are trading your time for money. You likely assume you have to do this for the rest of your life, or at least until you are too old to enjoy your freedom. But you don't. There is a formula that breaks this cycle. It is not a lottery ticket, and it is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is pure mathematics. By the end of this video, you will know the exact dollar amount you need to quit your job forever, and you will have the 3-step framework to get there. The problem is that most of us are running a race with no finish line. We go to work, we earn money, and we spend money. When we get a promotion, we buy a nicer car. When we get a bonus, we move into a bigger apartment. We are on a treadmill. We run faster and faster, earning more money than ever before, but we stay in the exact same place. We are dependent on the next paycheck just to survive. This is not your fault. Society teaches us to be good workers. We are taught how to earn a salary, but we are never taught what that salary is actually for. We confuse looking rich with being free. We think that if we just had more money, the stress would go away. But more is not a number. You cannot hit a target that does not exist. To stop running on the treadmill, you need to define exactly where the finish line is. To find that finish line, we need to introduce one golden rule. In the world of finance, this is known as the 4% rule. Here is how it works simply. History shows us that if you invest your money in a standard, low-cost fund that tracks the whole stock market, that money grows over time. Because of that growth, you can safely withdraw 4% of your total investment every single year to pay for your living expenses. If you only take 4%, the money continues to grow fast enough to replace what you took out. It becomes a self-filling bucket. You never run out of water. So, how do you use this rule? We just have to do the math backward. To live off 4% of your investments, you need to have invested exactly 25 times your annual spending. This is the most important concept you will learn today, the rule of 25. If you spend $40,000 a year to live a comfortable life, you do not need $10 million to retire. You need 40,000 times 25. That is $1 million. Once you have $1 million invested, that money can generate $40,000 a year in passive income, forever. At that point, work becomes optional. You are not working for survival anymore, you are working only if you want to. This leads us to a second insight that breaks a common belief. Most people believe that to achieve financial freedom, they need a massive income. They think they need to be a CEO, a famous actor, or a tech entrepreneur. This is false. Your time to freedom depends far less on how much you earn, and far more on how much you spend. Let's compare two different people. Person A earns $200,000 a year. They feel rich. But they also drive luxury cars, eat at expensive restaurants, and travel constantly. They spend $200,000 a year. Because they spend everything, their freedom number is huge. They need $5 million to stop working. And because they save nothing, they will never get there. They are trapped in their high-paying job. Now look at person B. Person B earns $50,000 a year. But person B lives a simple, happy life. They spend $30,000 a year. Because their spending is low, their freedom number is only $750,000. Person B is actually closer to freedom than person A, even though they earn 4 times less money. Every dollar you do not spend does 2 powerful things for you. First, it is a dollar that goes into your investments to grow. Second, and more importantly, it lowers the amount of money you need to survive. You do not need to win the lottery. You just need to control your burn rate. There is one final variable to understand: the gap. The gap is the difference between your income and your expenses. This is your savings rate. If you spend everything you earn, your savings rate is 0. You can never stop working. If you save 10% of your income, it will take you roughly 51 years to reach financial independence. But watch what happens when you widen the gap. If you can save 30% of your income, the time to retirement drops to 28 years. If you can live on half of your income, saving 50%, you can retire in 17 years. The math does not care about your job title. The math does not care about your university degree. The math only cares about the percentage of your income that you keep. The wider the gap, the faster you buy your life back. So, how do you actually do this? You don't need a financial advisor to start. You need this simple 3-step freedom plan. Step 1. Calculate your real cost. Do not guess. Look at your bank statements for the last 12 months. How much did it cost to keep you alive and happy? Include rent, food, insurance, and fun. Let's say that number is $36,000. Step 2. Find your number. Multiply your annual spending by 25. If you spend $36,000, your number is $900,000. Write this number down. Put it on your wall. That is the price of your freedom. Step 3. Fill the bucket. Open an investment account. Do not try to pick winning stocks or time the market. Buy a simple, low-cost index fund that tracks the entire market. Set up an automatic transfer from your paycheck every single month. Treat this payment like a tax. It is a tax you pay to your future self. We are often told that money is the root of all stress. We are told to avoid thinking about it. But money is not good or evil. Money is a tool. And specifically, it is a tool for buying time. When you buy a luxury car on credit, you are selling your future time to pay for a metal box today. When you invest in your freedom number, you are buying your future time back. The goal is not to be the richest person in the graveyard. The goal is to wake up in the morning and ask yourself, what do I want to do today? Rather than, what do I have to do today? Calculate your number. It is likely closer than you think. If you want to learn more about how to structure your life for freedom, make sure to follow for the next video.